What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tuning back in, and today we're going to be reviewing the Kawhi New Balance 3 Apex Predator. Before we get started with this shoe review, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you guys for helping me reach 800 subscribers. We were 200 something away from 1,000, and I did not think I would be here this fast, as I always say. So I appreciate every liker, viewer, subscriber, and anybody coming through checking out the video, whether it's TikTok, wherever you guys come from. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. And the second thing is, if you guys are interested in the Kawhi 3s, there will be a link below down in my description to go ahead and cop. But other than that, I'm gonna stop taking the time out from you guys. Thank y'all so much, and we're gonna get started with the official shoe review. Starting us off, we talk about the sizing and the price. And the sizing, I recommend you guys go true to size. If you want a little bit more wiggle room, or if you're a wide footer, I would then tell you guys go up half a size. And the pricing for the Kawhi 3 is going to be a total of $160. And in my honest opinion, I think Kawhi should be at $130, just because not a lot of people wear them to hoop, and they're not as talked about throughout the hoop community. So I think they still have room to grow. But nonetheless, 160 isn't too crazy. Moving on to the style, I'm gonna give these an 8.5 out of 10. Now, normally I'm not a fan of black, white, and red colorways, but to this, for some reason, it does it for me. And I think the true reason why it does it is like these little gloss hints and metallic hits of red and black. Those are like eye-catching, so they pass the eye test for me. And I thought that was really nice and creative. Obviously, as you guys can see here, it's basically like the dinosaur skin. That's what he's going off of. That's what this colorway is surrounded by, the Velociraptor. And honestly, that takes me to my next point. It's either two things about this colorway. Either the Velociraptor is Kawhi's favorite dinosaur, or this is like a Toronto-inspired type of colorway, because you guys can see from the bottom, which I think is very unique. Now, if he was in Toronto, I think the style of the shoe would have a bigger impact, but since he's not, I'm still gonna go ahead and say the style is pretty damn nice. And moving on to my favorite category, we had the cushion, and I'm gonna give these an 8 out of 10. As used in their previous recent basketball shoe models, New Balance decides to go with fuel cell. And fuel cells, it's nice. It's nice and responsive. I wouldn't say it's bouncy or anything like that. It's just a solid cushion to hold you up. Now, also, they are using something different called energy arc. And what energy arc, the definition of what it's supposed to do, the energy you put out is the energy that can be restored and whatnot to give you a better performance per se. But to me, I'm not gonna say that's cap. It sounds good, but to me, honestly, it's doable. It feels nice, it feels good. It's responsive when I'm landing on the ground. But like that bouncy type of sensation that they're, I think, trying to put in that definition, I don't really feel that. So in this shoe, you're gonna have a nice impact force protection, something responsive, something soft, something comfortable. It's just one of those shoes. It's just a nice, solid cushion. Moving on to the support, I'm gonna give these a 7.5 out of 10. There is padding around the ankle bone and Achilles heel, but in my opinion, I feel like they could have put a little bit more, because I don't know if you guys can see inside there. It's very thin. It's not as much padding as I would like, but it's okay and it's doable. There is padding inside the tongue, so I like that because it gives you a little bit extra cushion as well. Now, the only issue for me with the support of this shoe is the fact of how you tie it. When you tie this shoe to the tightest, it's one of those shoes that starts to unloosen as you're playing, and then causing you, if you're playing 5v5, doing a dead ball or a timeout or whatever the case it is, you're gonna have to retie them just to tie them tight up again for them to again unloosen. So I would say in that aspect, I think they could have done a better job of making sure it felt more secure around the ankle. So it's not one of those things that's gonna make the support take a big hit, but I know some of you guys, when you tie your shoe to the tightest, you kind of want it to stay like that. It can unloosen a bit, but you generally want it to stay almost as tight as you tied it. And this shoe, for me, it doesn't really do that. I had to do that probably like twice while I was playing in these shoes, so I just want to keep you guys mindful of that. But everything else, the padding, like I said, around the ankle bone, Achilles heel, the padding in the tongue, and the fact that it is a true to size fit, still makes the support relevant to have a 7.5, in my honest opinion. And last on the list, we have the traction. I'm gonna give these a 7.5 out of 10. You're not really gonna hear that much squeaking. You're gonna hear it like here and there. My favorite part about the traction is obviously the traction pattern, because like I said, who's not a fan of Jurassic Park, who's not a fan of dinosaurs, raptors, whatever the case may be, I think it's fire, I think it's creative, and I really like the traction pattern design. Now, when we talk about the actual pattern, you guys can't really feel it, but it is rubber, and it's a translucent outsole. And the thing about translucent outsoles is, from the history I've had in shoe reviews and playing in shoes, most shoes that have a translucent outsole are some of the worst grippable shoes on a dusty court. Now, I tried this shoe on my court that's close to my house that's dusty, because they don't always clean it as much. And I went to the court that's I go on the weekends, that's always clean and pristine and all that other stuff. And on the clean court, it gripped. I had solid bite. It was nice. It was good. It felt good. On a dusty court, it was solid, but it wasn't as good as it would be on a good court. I was sliding out sometimes and I wasn't really hearing the traction or the squeaking or anything like that. Now, with that being said about translucent outsoles, there's always those hidden gems like these Braun 20s that I have. Obviously, you guys can see it's a translucent outsole, but Braun 20s just have a really good traction setup versus this translucent outsole. So if you guys can see, there's obviously different colors, obviously different designs. And I also think too, with the traction pattern designing, is why the traction pattern can be different as well. Because this honestly just goes straight up and down. So I think if they went with a multi-traction design, it would have been a lot better with a better output. Now I played with this shoe on the clean court as well. And on the clean court, I would have gave this an 8 out of 10 because it held up really nice and well. But on the dusty court that I go to and I play and I go to the gym a little bit more, I would have gave it a 7 out of 10. So if I'm meeting both of them in the middle, I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. It does hold up against dust a little bit. You're not sliding everywhere, but it's not the best fighter. That could be because of the design pattern or the translucent outsole, whichever the case. But on a good court, it does hold out. And I would not recommend you guys use this outside just because I don't think it's gonna end well. If you have a semi-dusty court, you can wear these, but if you guys have a pristine court that's really clean, I would definitely tell you to wear these. Ending it off with the ranking of the Kawhi 3, I'm gonna give these a B rank. Now, at first when I put these on my feet, I was definitely edging that B+. I think the style was pretty creative. I really like that. The Velociraptor foot that's on the bottom of the outsole, the metallic and gloss hints that are on the styling of this shoe caught my eye. The cushion felt really nice and responsive. Support of the Kawhi 3 isn't too bad as well. The padding and the tongue I like. The size and fit is really good, so you can go, like I said, your true to size. If you're a wide footer, you can go up half a size. The padding around the ankle bone and Achilles heel, I wish it was a little bit more, but again, I'm not gonna really bitch and complain about that. My only takeaway was the traction pattern. The traction pattern design was fire. I'm just not sure translucent outsole was the way to go, just because translucent outsoles don't have the best history in the shoe community for having the best grip and not sliding out with dust. Aside from that, the traction pattern is okay. But if you guys are interested in the Kawhi 3 Apex Predator from New Balance, I will leave a link below down in the description. But other than that, that's gonna be the end of the video. I'm gonna have Chauncey send us out, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.
Got anything you want to add to it, Chauncey?
What? That's your end intro?
Yeah, just the end intro.
Thank you for guys watching today's video. See you next in today's video. Bye.